Great. It's a book called Caps for Sale. So once upon a time, there was a peddler who sold caps. A peddler is a person who would walk around from home to home and sell whatever particular things they had to sell. But he was not like an ordinary peddler carrying his wares on his back. Oh no, he carried them on the top of his head. First, he had on his own checked cap, and then a bunch of gray caps, and then a bunch of brown caps, and then a bunch of blue caps, and on the very top, a bunch of red caps. So raise your hand if you think you could hold that many caps on the top of your head. Yeah? All right. He walked up and down the streets, holding himself very straight so as not to upset his caps. As he went along, he called, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." One morning, he couldn't sell any caps at all. He walked up the street and he walked down the street, calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." But nobody wanted any caps that morning. Nobody wanted even one red cap. He began to feel very hungry, but he had no money for lunch. "I think I'll go for a walk in the country," he said, and he walked out of town, slowly, very slowly, so as not to upset his caps. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. "That is a nice place for a rest," he thought. And he sat down very slowly under the big tree and leaned back little by little against the tree trunk so as not to disturb the caps on his head. Then he put his hand to feel that they were all straight. First his own checked cap, and then the gray caps, and then the brown caps, and then the blue caps, and then on the very top, the red caps. They were all there. And so he went to sleep. And he slept for a very long time. When he woke up, he was refreshed and rested. But before standing up, he felt with his hand to make sure all his caps were in the right place. First, he felt his own checked cap. He looked to the right of him. No caps. Where did they go? He looked to the left of him. No caps. Where did they go? He looked in back of him, behind the tree. No caps. Where did they go? And then he looked up into the tree, and what do you think he saw? Oh my gosh. Look at all those monkeys wearing his caps. On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray cap or a brown cap or a blue cap or a red cap. The peddler looked at the monkeys. The monkeys looked at the peddler. He didn't know what to do. Finally, he decided to speak with them. "You monkeys, you," he said, shaking a finger at them, "you give me back my caps." And what did the monkeys do? They shook their fingers back at him. Can you all shake your fingers back, little monkeys? I bet we have some monkeys on here, don't we? This made the peddler angry, so he shook both hands at them and said, "You monkeys, give me back my caps." But the monkeys only shook their hands back at him. Can you shake your hands back at him? They said. Now he was really angry. He stamped his foot and he said, "You monkeys, you better give me back my caps." Can you stamp your foot a little where you are? The monkeys only stamped their feet back at him, and what did they say? By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. Yana has a monkey on her head. He stamped both his feet and shouted, "You monkeys, you must give me back my caps." But the monkeys only stomped both their feet back at him. At last he became so angry that he pulled his own checked cap off of his head and threw it on the ground and began to walk away. And what did all the monkeys do? But then each monkey pulled off his cap, and all the gray caps, and all the brown caps, and all the blue caps, and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his own checked cap, and then the gray caps, and then the brown caps, and then the red caps on the very top. And slowly, slowly he walked back into town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." Did you like that story?
I definitely like that story.
One of my favorite stories.
Thank
So
you
I have
so much.
one more thing. If you gather, I know you're all, everybody I could see is kind of all snuggied up together with each other. So before we go to bed, get ready for bed, one of the things I always love to do with my children after I read them a story was to sing the Shema with them before they went to bed. So can we all sing the Shema together? Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Wishing you all very sweet dreams. So good to see you all.
Thank you for joining us for our bedtime story. Lila Tov, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.
Laila Tov.
Laila Tov.